A show we didn't get much out of. With 2 weeks left of WrestleMania. And I have done this twice. You know why? I started to stutter. Because I started thinking about what WrestleMania is going to be like. I see it from my point of view, ladies and gentlemen. As a reviewer, seeing this show right here of Smackdown not really giving us a very good amount of content going into WrestleMania. We don't got much. Maybe they'll do something next week, which is kind of stupid. But this is what we got. And then thinking that Raw is giving more content than SmackDown Live right now, and that the show is going to be generally a Raw show, 8 hours long. I understand that from a reviewer's standpoint, ladies and gentlemen. That's an eternity. Understand, if you're going to be doing this on April 8th, reviewing this, watching it, writing notes, trying not to fall asleep through most of the show, this is basically an entire work day. And for me as a reviewer, I'll be starting my day from maybe about 5 to 5:30 at night in New York until almost 11:30 to maybe 12. It could even go beyond that. It's hard to say. But up to 12 o'clock at night. And then I gotta film the damn thing, edit the damn thing, and then upload the damn thing. That's the reason why I stuttered in the last 2 videos and I could not use some. This doesn't look good, particularly that this show is revolving around Raw. What I mean about the show revolving around Raw, when you look at SmackDown Live, when you look at this content right here, it's not much. Look, we had a match with Dolph Ziggler dealing with Tyler Breeze. Someone that we have not seen in so long, who is more funny at doing fashion files with Fandango, who is, unfortunately, probably didn't get the shot of him basically gyrating on the ring apron. Beat him in a quick succession by himself, didn't care about anything but the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal trophy. That's a lot to say. But in the end, this is what you got. This is what you got on this show. Dolph Ziggler beating Tyler Breeze. You got Jinder Mahal and, well, one of the Singh brothers, the other Singh brother who isn't hurt, I always forget his name, could not wrestle because he didn't want to wrestle, faking it. So you have Rusev going up against Randall Keith Orton, Bobby Roode, with a partner. He's in my face. Rusev. You're willing. Look, I know a lot of people can't stand Jinder Mahal. And I've never been saying that I love him. But when you see this situation with him dealing with Rusev as his tag partner, and Rusev getting the pin, you thought, and I'm sure many people thought, oh no, this is going to be a fatal 4-way, isn't it? Isn't it? And guess what? I'm not even going to talk about the match because it's not necessary. You liked the match or you didn't like the match. And I'm sure people didn't like the match because Jinder Mahal was in it. You know, that is kind of being nasty, to be honest. If anyone who, and I'm not bashing any of my subscribers who hate him, but let's be honest here. You can't hate the guy 100%. I'm not his fan, but you can't hate the guy because he's just a jobber that they gave an opportunity to. Okay? I keep saying it. Give jobbers an opportunity. He got one. He's still hated because no one liked him. He doesn't have any talent. But still it was done, and that's a good thing. But when you see that Rusev, who should be face, working with a Jinder Mahal, who is a heel, and then winning, and then afterward, when Jinder Mahal's celebrating, and then says he's going to give Rusev a seat, he's going to give Rusev some food, Rusev said, well, I'm going to Daniel Bryan and say, I want a shot at the U.S. title. You think, oh no. It was going to be bad enough with Jinder included. No matter if you think he's got talent or not, it was going to be bad enough with Jinder included. Because they didn't build Jinder Mahal up very well with this stupid top 10 shit. But then you now add in Rusev, who is a heel, ladies and gentlemen. That should be a face. And he is not included. Why? 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 Why couldn't you just put Rusev on a face run and throw him towards the titles? See what the people want. People want to cheer him, not boo him. Anyway, let's move on to Becky Lynch versus Ruby Riott. I think the reason I botched Ruby Riot's name was the simple point of what happened at Fastlane and what Charlotte did. Look, the video package for Charlotte was okay, but it doesn't hide the fact that Charlotte really needs better work. And the worst thing is, she's not there. She's not going to be there for the Mixed Match Challenge, and she wasn't then. Now, maybe it was because her father was sick or there was some type of emergency. I don't know what it was. Only thing I know is she's not there. But the thing is, when you look at Ruby Riott compared to Charlotte, and I know a lot of people say, are you stupid? Charlotte is better. No, she's not. Ruby Riott made the Fastlane match. She made that match. Whether you like it or not, that's the truth. When it comes down to, when you see Becky Lynch versus Charlotte, I actually thought I saw a much better match from a Becky Lynch and Ruby Riott. I'm thinking about Charlotte because if you put Ruby Riott and Charlotte or Becky Lynch and Charlotte, the match is always seemingly bad. And when you stick these two together, they actually had a good match. It wasn't perfect, but it was better when Charlotte wasn't there. And this was just to try and get Becky Lynch over for the Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Couldn't you call it the China Battle Royal? Couldn't you call it the Mae Young Battle Royal? Couldn't you call it the Alundra Blaze Battle Royal? I would have liked to see it being called the Alundra Blaze Battle Royal. Alundra Blaze did a lot of work for the company, and a lot of work for the wrestling industry itself. I liked Alundra Blaze. So I wouldn't have minded her having that mantle of the Battle Royal. No, just a Battle Royal. Trying to hype it up. Stupid. Stupid. I won't say that I knew everything about the Fabulous Moolah. I didn't. I always thought Fabulous Moolah was a good-looking woman. I liked her. But when it comes down to knowing the truth, and I did find out the truth a while ago, that's one of the reasons why I don't say anything about it. It's not that I can't talk about the Fabulous Moolah and how bad she was. It's just that when you see the situation where they have a man and a woman battle royal at the same time, it's freaking stupid to have both battle royals on the same show. Let the battle royal be on one show and the battle royal be on another show. Alternate a year. Each year, one battle royal takes the place of the other. No, you got to throw them both on the same show, which is stupid. Neither one of them gets an emphasis. Neither one of them matter. Now, let's move on to New Day versus the Bludgeon Brothers, which really didn't get very far because the Usos tried to beat the crap out of the Bludgeon Brothers, which they proceeded to get their asses kicked by the Bludgeon Brothers, along with the New Day getting their butts kicked by the Bludgeon Brothers. I'm going to say this. When the opening happened and Biggie talked, it was actually quite nice. Usually it's Xavier Woods who talks more, or it's Kofi Kingston who talks more. But this time around, it was Biggie Langston that talked more. And I know people say, why you call him Biggie Langston? He's Big E. I call him by what he was called when he first came in. He's Bigger Langston, baby. You're Bigger Langston. There's a reason why he's Bigger Langston, because he looks like he's got tits like a woman. Anyway, it was nice to see that Biggie was more vocal than normal. But in the end, now you're going to have a triple threat at WrestleMania. Really? You're going there. You're going to go there. Why are you going there? A triple threat. They are scraping the bottom of a barrel with this situation when it comes to the tag teams. The Usos should have been built up properly with somebody. You could have done this with Rusev and Aiden English. You could have done something with, hell, the Ascension. Could have been booked better. Could have been a real contender. The Fashion Police, who was the most funniest in 2016 and 17, could have gone up against the Usos and done something with them. No, you're doing this, which really de-emphasizes New Day, because they got their asses kicked by the Bludgeon Brothers. It really de-emphasizes the Usos because they got their asses kicked by the Bludgeon Brothers. And then the Bludgeon Brothers, who really have not stated they're going after the damn titles, they just want to beat up on everybody, makes it even worse. When I kept saying Luke Harper needs to speak, he needed to say, we want the damn titles. Luke and Eric are coming. Sometimes you need to just say it instead of beating everyone up. And that's the truth. Now, you got a Daniel Bryan segment. I'm going to make a separate video about Daniel Bryan. It's going to probably be uploaded right after this if I can do it afterward if I'm not too tired. But I got to say this. Was the segment effective? Yes, it was. People were going crazy over it. People are just very happy that he's wrestling again. And they're happy for the way he's talking. Seeing that this segment is still a question because, look, we know that... How can I say this about Shane McMahon being sick? Look, he's got a herniated disc that he had surgery on. Maybe he'll be alright with that. He was sick because of, what is it, distillation, whatever it was. I don't know how to pronounce it. But that thing requires a lot of antibiotics and a lot of rest. Now, this is only about maybe 15 to 13 days away from WrestleMania. So it makes it very difficult to say that what he just said about him and Shane McMahon versus the Owen and Sami Zayn couple is going to happen. Because it might not happen. In the end, they're either going to cancel it or Daniel Bryan's going to go solo. This is going to be a big question. But if you take away what happened with Shane McMahon, it was a very effective segment. The best segment on the entire show. It really was. It really was. And since we can't say anything about Charlotte, that sucks. You can't really say that much about Randy Orton because he didn't do any backstage segments, any interviews, nothing. The only one you can talk about is now AJ Styles. AJ did have a talk with Shinsuke, and Shinsuke asked him, could you be at ringside? I want to go up against Shelton Benjamin. He said, alright. Shelton Benjamin versus Shinsuke Nakamura. It's a very good match. It really was. A very good match indeed for the men. I still think that Becky Lynch and Ruby Riot was the best match of the night. If I'm forgetting any matches, I'm sorry. Am I forgetting a match? No. But essentially speaking, it was a good match. It was not the best match of the night. In the end, you got Shelton Benjamin knocked out and Shinsuke winning. But here's the thing. Once it was over, AJ had a little talk with Shinsuke in the ring. And I gotta say this. I am very glad Shinsuke's talking more. I don't care if he's botchy. Because English is not his primary language. I just want to hear more from him. Let him botch. It's alright. I know people are going to say, oh, he was terrible. What do you expect from someone who's learning English as a secondary language? Deal with it. He's never going to talk 100% perfect. There's always going to be some type of translation problem with him. As long as he does it competently enough, you can look past it to a certain extent. But it was good that he talked more. Because there's going to be points in his career in the WWE, his stint, where he's going to have to talk more, whether he botches or not. And if they make his segments too short, he will not mean anything. So see it for what it is. AJ filled in all the gaps. That's what he was supposed to do. He made it about this special match, saying simply that both of them are the best there is. Period. Outside of WWE and New Japan Pro Wrestling. That's what he said. He didn't say it directly. He didn't need to say it directly. He said it because that's the truth. They're considered the best in the business outside the WWE for most people. So there's no lie about it. But here's the thing. Once the mind games of Nakamura was done, after he said, you are too emotional, you got the Alpha version 2 attacking AJ, and then Shinsuke saves his face, and then was about to kick his face off. He stops just short, and then taps him in the face and said, see? Foot to face. Taps him on the head. I gotta say this. Not a very good show. They tried. But going 2 weeks into WrestleMania, I see no hyping whatsoever. And this is the thing that gets me the most. If they're really going there with The Undertaker, which is obvious, why hasn't John Cena gone on Smackdown and continued to try and get The Undertaker out? Because if this goes the way I think it's going to go, I don't think The Undertaker's going to go on Raw. I could be wrong, and he could appear on Raw and then beats the crap out of AJ, to John Cena. But the thing is, if he comes down to SmackDown, all those times he went on Raw was kind of stupid, because he should have did this on SmackDown Live, where they could have a little more hyping than what they got now. In the end, I'm not hyped for this WrestleMania. I'm not yet. I don't feel any hyping for this WrestleMania much. And seeing that SmackDown Live has almost no content that hypes me for WrestleMania, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do. I hope they do it, because they don't got much time. Have a good day. Have a good night. And look for my video about Daniel Bryan after this. Peace.